What's going on, everybody? It's Carmine from Barmine Tech, and today we're going to be talking about if TrueNAS Scale is better than Proxmox. So if you missed last week's video, I talked about how to set up TrueNAS Scale, which is just a NAS operating system that with Scale adds on the availability to add on custom applications like Docker containers as well as virtualization of VMs in a sense. So it's very similar to what we use with Proxmox PVE, except for the aspect that we can run the applications natively on the TrueNAS Scale OS versus in Proxmox we can't. We need to build out some other container or VM to do it. But we're not going to go into all the details right away, but we're just going to start talking about if TrueNAS Scale is better than Proxmox PVE. So let's get right into it. One more thing before we really get into the comparison. I've used Proxmox PVE for about 2 years now. I really enjoy Proxmox PV for what it has. It was how I learned how to HomeLab and everything else. I don't have as much experience on TrueNAS Scale as I do on Proxmox. I know everybody talks about it. I've seen videos for like Hardware Haven, Linus has videos on it, Craft Computing has videos on it. I've seen people talk about it. I know it can be deployed in actual NAS hardware or full-out server builds. So I know it's a very capable OS and a lot of people do like it. Like I said, I just don't have all the experience about it. I never used to understand what the hype was about TrueNAS Scale, I'll be honest, but now that I built out my own machine of it, I do see what I really like about it. And I think one of the biggest things I do like is that I can natively run the apps on the OS instead of making additional machines. But again, I'm not going to get fully into all these details. We're going to start talking about stuff and we're going to go step by step of my comparison and what I think is better. So now let's get into the actual core of the video. First, let's talk about the appearance. So over here we are in my Minilab PVE environment. So I am running Proxmox virtual environment 8.2.4. This is the standard VE that we all run, and this is what I make all my videos out of for the most part. So you can see this is our GUI. It's very boxy and not very modern looking. We only got a dark theme to it maybe 2 updates ago. So within the last year is the first time that we were actually able to get dark mode natively on Proxmox. TrueNAS Scale has something that has dark mode built right in. So I don't know if that was an original feature because I haven't used TrueNAS Scale. But you can see over here that the dark mode is readily available, and I think I just had to do it in one of the quick settings. Originally, Proxmox used to have to change the CSS and really affect your PVE environment, so big one thing. Secondly, the way we break out the machines is really nice because you can come over here and you could break it down to see your whole data center, what's running off your server. If you run multiple nodes, like you have them clustered together, you can manage everything out of one shot. For TrueNAS Scale, I'm not sure if that's a possibility. I don't think these machines can be clustered together or run in any other way. So I think they're all going to run independently of each other. But if we look at the overall appearance of Proxmox, there's really nothing special to it. It kind of feels like you're running a older server operating system or something else, how the diagrams are built out, all the data is listed, it's very blocky, and there's really not much to it. Comparing it to TrueNAS Scale, I mean, you could see the dashboard is much more appealing to the eyes. The graphics and the charts are not some blocky charts. You know, they're very modern looking, they're sleek, they have good looks to them. I mean, it's much easier to read these through than if you were to come over here to one of these, these charts in Proxmox. Yeah, if you understand what you're looking at, you can see, but at first glance, it's not very simple to just be like, okay, and pinpoint what you need. TrueNAS Scale really got this down by knocking out all the graphs and the basic info on their dashboard. Beyond just the graphs and the basic machine info on the dashboard, the rest of the UI is really nice. It's sleek, it has a nice feel to it. It's not like an old system, and it's somewhat user friendly. I mean, you need to understand the basic terms of what you're looking at, but you need to do that with Proxmox as well. But when it comes to creating a data set or creating a pool, it's very simple. It's going to give you all the information right there. And the data, the dashboards and the UI is very user friendly. It's not like a counterintuitive where you got to click several times to figure something out. You just click through everything and pretty much for the most part figure out what you're looking for. Personally, I don't mind the appearance of Proxmox compared to TrueNAS. Like I said, I've used Proxmox for a couple years. When I first got into Proxmox, it was very daunting because of how the UI is. It's a lot of clicks to get into one system. You have your data center versus your actual server node. So it's very confusing in the beginning. I think with TrueNAS of how their UI is, it's very straightforward. I mean, realistically, it's 1, 2, 3, and then you're all set to go. You have a full-blown TrueNAS machine set up, and then you can go from there. But that's enough about the appearance. I'm not going to really nitpick it on either way because I do think that regardless, both systems have a good UI and they work for what they are. So the next thing we'll talk about is the functionality of both TrueNAS Scale and Proxmox PVE. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky because Proxmox PVE is not intended as a NAS operating system with like how Scale has the additional features for virtualization and the applications to run on it. TrueNAS Scale is a NAS operating system at its core, and they just added on additionally to it so it supports virtualization as well as the applications to run on it. So it's going to be a little tricky to compare the two, but we could do it. So the things I do like about TrueNAS Scale is the fact that we can go in there and we can create applications natively on the operating system. So let me go show you this real quick. In TrueNAS Scale, I could just come over here onto the dashboard and click apps, and I'm able to have what would be my Docker containers running on my Proxmox server run natively on the TrueNAS OS. So you can see over here I just have a few of my common containers I use: Homer, Pi-hole, and WireGuard. I mean, there's a bunch more, but this is what I currently have going. If I want to do that in Proxmox, I'm going to have to make a VM to run Docker, and then from there I'm going to have to install Docker and get everything else running on it. This is the trade-off that you can't run these containers natively. I know people are going to say, yes, you can run them in an LXC container. You can, but I can't run the 25 Docker containers I run on my Docker environment in one LXC container. I might need multiple LXC containers, and I could build them out. I get like it's not going to use all the resources like a Docker machine would do on a VM, but it's still not my almost ideal solution. I'm not against running a virtual machine for Docker and run my Docker environment off of there, but being able to run them natively just like this, where I could just go into the catalog, like I can come over here to discover apps, and if I want to view them all, I can come in here and these are all the apps, and I could just come through and select what I want and install it, and it's set. It maps it to the right storage because I have it set up already, and it's up within a minute or two. I have a full-blown application running, and I can come over here to my web portal and I can be right into it working with whatever I am. So like WireGuard, I can come over here, bam, I have my portal, I'm all set. You know, we're in. There's nothing really running right now, but that's okay. If I want to do it out of Docker, I have to come over here and go to the UI. But you see, now I can come into Portainer, which has a GUI. There we go. So I would come into Portainer, which has the GUI, and now I'm able to manage it out. So it's a little bit of a trade-off, but what I think really is the difference is TrueNAS seems to have lost the support for additional catalogs. It says you can add them and you could add more catalogs, but you need to be able to find them. It seems that TrueCharts was the most common one to be used, and it seems that there's either an issue right now where TrueCharts isn't working with it, or they've dropped support of it. I've tried looking on the website a little bit, and unfortunately this site is riddled with ads, and it's really counterintuitive to navigate. When I go to read the documentation, I get hit with an advertisement. If I try to do anything else, I'm getting hammered with ads, and the documentation really isn't straightforward or making sense. So it's really unfortunate to see that, because it seems that this used to be the catalog to use on TrueNAS, and it would give you a ton of apps to use, but unfortunately it looks like that might be gone. Doing a quick Google search around trying to find if there's other application catalogs, it doesn't seem like there's anything popping up as like a top hit at the moment, so I can't say if there's additional catalogs. And the bummer about that is that you're now kind of limited to this set of applications, which, yeah, there's a lot of them, but I've already seen that there's ones missing that I use that aren't in here. Like Cloudflare is in here, but Cloudflare DDNS isn't. There's some other stuff just off the top of my head, that's what I noticed. I was looking, and evidently there is a way that you could add custom apps. Not sure how simple it is or how that works exactly, but I was also looking, and evidently there's going to be a add-on to have Docker Compose or be able to pull from Docker Hub added into those applications. I don't know any details on that, so don't hold me anything to it, but the downfall of that is I can come over to Portainer, I could add whatever custom app template I want, and I could have all the apps that I want. So for example, this is the Pi self-hosted one from NovaSpirit. These are all the containers that I honestly could need. There's others in here that aren't added already, but it's easy to add them in Portainer because I could just pull it through. I get that might be the case as well in TrueNAS, but it's just the simplicity of one or the other. Again, I won't fully knock TrueNAS for it, because I get they're not going to be able to fully support every single application that's on Docker. I get that they need to be able to make it work with their system, and they're probably doing that as we speak. But I'm not a TrueNAS expert, so I can't say if there's one way or another to do it that's the better way. I will, however, say I do enjoy Portainer. I'm comfortable with it, and it's made it possible for me to deploy a lot of the containers that I use in my HomeLab or the services that I self-host on a daily basis. The trade-off is that the deployment of applications in TrueNAS is much simpler. I haven't had anything error out, and it writes right away. The second part is the applications is natively built into the operating system. For me to run Docker and Portainer, I need to install Docker, and then I need to install Portainer over it, set up the web portal for Portainer, add my custom app template, and then go from there. Even counting aside adding the custom app template, it's still 3 extra steps versus what TrueNAS is needed to deploy applications. So I'm going to have to give TrueNAS the point on this one. Our next topic is going to be the whole point of Proxmox VE, which is the virtualization aspect. Proxmox VE was developed so you could virtualize machines, and that's what it does. You are able to virtualize Linux machines, LXC containers, which are a Linux container, as well as Windows, and I believe you could do Mac OS on here as well. I haven't done any of those other ones, but I have done Windows on here, and there is a little bit of a hassle to it because natively Proxmox is meant to run with Linux and virtual machines. Not saying it can't run Windows machines, but it's easier with Linux. TrueNAS Scale has a virtualization option. I haven't built out a machine because my box that this is running off of doesn't have a lot of resources. It seems that the process is really simple. You just need to have the data set up for your VE or your virtualization. Then you can come over here, you can add in your ISO, and then you can build out your machine, and then you have virtualization. If you have a TrueNAS Scale server that's running with a good amount of hardware, this is something you could do, and again, it's going to run natively off the machine. I can't speak for a fact of how well the virtualization is on either one. I believe it does run as a QEMU agent, so it's still going to run the same way that Proxmox does. It's probably going to be pretty smooth, and it's just another virtualization software. The one thing I will say though, and this is just on me thinking about it, is that TrueNAS Scale is meant as a NAS operating system. These features for virtualization and applications were added on top of it. Proxmox PVE is meant as a virtualization software. It's meant for you to run VMs and run Linux VMs and all this other stuff. It's not meant at a core as a NAS operating system. So that could be where the virtualization can differ. Like I said, I don't have a VM set up on TrueNAS, so I can't speak for how well it is, but I do know people do it, so it must work pretty well. But for virtualization, I'm going to say Proxmox is going to probably be the better option for virtualization. If you're just looking to build out virtual machines and stuff like that, the PVE on Proxmox is going to be a much better option than running out a full NAS operating system and then virtualizing off of there. There's a lot of different areas that we could talk about and compare the two of them, but I'm going to try to keep this brief. So the last one we're going to talk about is the storage systems. So TrueNAS Scale is a NAS operating system. So you're going to be able to build out a pool of however many drives you want, build out an array, and now you can have a large storage pool. Proxmox VE is not meant as a NAS operating system, it's meant as a virtualization operating system. So yes, you could build out a LVM group, or you could do something else and build out a large array of disks, but it's not intended to be used in that sense. TrueNAS Scale is. So that would be the difference, and let's talk about that now. Let's say that you run Proxmox VE and you want to run a Plex server, and you also want to be able to make a network share that you build out to use with your Plex server, so you can have your media on one share and then Plex is going to run off a VM. When I originally did this, and there might be other ways you could do this and make it work really well, is I had a machine built for Plex. So I already had one VM with however much hardware, and built another VM that ran Open Media Vault. From there, I had to have drives, so I would have to come over to my disks over on my node, add in however many hard drives I want, and then from there go back and make whether I wanted to be a LVM group or a ZFS group, whatever I wanted to do, and then I would have to go into that machine and add the hardware to add that drive. It's a lot of extra steps, but when I built it out, that's how you would have to do it, or somewhere similar along those lines. Comparing to TrueNAS, we have our data set. It's built out of our pool, right? So we have our main storage pool. So if we have 2 8TB drives, we can come over here and we can make a pool of those 2 8TB drives, make a data set, make it a media folder. We could share it out on SMB, and then you could go right onto your Windows machine or your Linux machine or your Mac machine. You could access that drive. You can copy over any of your media, and now it's ready. Then you would just come over to Plex. So you'd go over to Plex, and when you go to do the install, you could just come over here, and in the options, there's going to be an option to mount the drive. So that's where you can come over here, and you can mount your drive, and it would just natively map it right over. The downfall of Proxmox is you're going to have to make out a network drive, and then you're going to have another VM that's going to have to get that network drive mounted to it. You're most likely going to be running Linux for your Plex machine, and mounting network drives on Linux can be a hassle, especially if you do like maintenance and you reboot the server and you go from there. So you could either use fstab to mount the drive and risk the chance that the fstab file is going to break your whole machine, or every time that you reboot the server, you remount the drive. It's going to be a hassle. This is what I used to do, and I broke my machine I don't know how many times, and I broke fstab and all that stuff, and it's not really my favorite. Over here in TrueNAS, where you can just run it natively off the app, that sounds like a much better option to me, especially for stuff like that. I know this is a use specific case, like we're doing a media server or we're doing something else that's going to be running off a media server, but even if you want to just make a network share, it's going to be the same way for that in Proxmox as well. You would still have to build another machine that's going to run some sort of SMB or Samba on it that can share out that drive, whether it's Open Media Vault or any of the other tools, and go from there to share it out. We could really be counterintuitive, and we could say that you can build out an array in Proxmox, you can make a VM to run TrueNAS, and then you can run TrueNAS to share out that array as SMB. So you see how we could go both ways. No matter what, Proxmox needs something to help you make it an SMB share. It doesn't have a native function, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, that allows you to share out an array of drives and make like a network share or something else. Again, I'm not here to knock Proxmox on this because this isn't Proxmox's real intention. They're here as a virtualization software, and that's how they're going to help you do it. You might have to add extra steps to doing it, but this is where TrueNAS is going to win, because TrueNAS is meant as a NAS system. It's a network attached storage device or operating system. It's meant to do it in that purpose. So this is where TrueNAS will get the point, because sharing out a drive on Proxmox just has way too many extra steps and is much simpler on TrueNAS. I don't want to drag this video on much longer, so we're going to start wrapping it up right now. But this is just my thoughts on if TrueNAS Scale is better than Proxmox. It depends on which way you want to look at it. It's whether you're looking for a virtualization machine or you're looking for something that you could build out a large storage pool and build out from there. Yes, you could virtualize on both of them. Yes, you could build out applications or containers on both of them. And yes, you can make network storage on both of them. It just depends on what core you really need to build off of. Personally, I'm going to try out TrueNAS Scale some more. I'm going to maybe get another machine up and work with it from there, because I really do like the aspect that I can build out my applications natively on the operating system. However, I don't like that I don't have all the applications I need. I'm not going to keep going on. We already talked about all these points. I do want to thank you all for watching. You drop a comment below on your thoughts. Which one do you like better? You like TrueNAS or you like Proxmox better? And your uses. I recently made an Instagram for the channel, so if you want to go check that out, it's going to be barmine_tech on Instagram. Over there, I'm just going to be posting some reels and some pictures of the projects I'm working with. I have the Discord server where you can talk about projects and help each other out with any questions we have. Other than that, I'll have links to all the gear I use in my HomeLab below if you want to check out any of that stuff and maybe pick something up. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, it helps the video and the channel grow, and I will see you in the next video.